Wind's in the east, there's a mist coming in, like something is brewing and about to begin. Can't put my finger on what lies in store, but I feel what's to happen all happened before. A mother, a father, a daughter, a son, the threads of their lives are all raveling undone. Something is needed to twist them as tight as a string you might use when you're flying a kite. Chim chimani, chim chim, chari chim charu. Of all London's byways right off my cap, this one's the hardest to find on a map. Cherry Tree Lane, as sweet as a song, but the nannies who come here, they don't stay for long. Chim chimani, chim chim, chari chim charu.
Who gets stuck with the children with no nanny in the house? Me! That's who!
I set my savings in million, it's all I say. I'm done with this house forever.
Well, good riddance then. Only don't stumble on the way out. Katie Nana! Where are you going? Katie Nana! Katie Nana's gone, and is it any wonder? Driven half demented by the children's pranks. Do you really think I've made another blunder? What on earth am I to say to Mr. Banks? George, dear, I'm feeling so bereft, dear. Another nanny's left, dear. Every nanny goes where unlucky, I suppose. We are never going to find the perfect nanny.
Nonsense! Precision and order, that's all that I ask. The running of a household, a straightforward task. The children, the servants, are all your domain, whilst I remain the sovereign of Cherry Tree Lane. Coat! The simple truth is, you've engaged 6 nannies over the past 4 months, and they've all been unqualified disasters.
Of course, George, but...
So take control of situations. Show your authority when interviewing staff. You know your role, they know their stations. Efficiency and forethought cut the jobs in half. Briefcase!
I thought Katie Nana would be firm with the children. She always looks so cross.
Winifred never confused efficiency with a liver complaint. Umbrella!
If only we could find someone like your old nanny.
Few women alive can manage Miss Andrews' standards of efficiency. Besides, we can never afford someone of her caliber.
Precision and order, he wants nothing less.
It's like an army barracks.
Yes, and we in the mist. No wonder the nannies are driven insane. We're living in a madhouse in Cherry Tree Lane.
Place an advertisement in the Times stating that Jane and Michael Banks require the best possible nanny at the lowest possible wage.
Father, we've written our own advertisement.
What on
George,
earth?
please, I think we should hear it.
If you want this choice position, have a cheery disposition, rosy cheeks, no warts. That's the part I put in. Play games, all sorts. You must be kind, you must be witty, very sweet and fairly
On the whole, the ridiculous.
George, please.
Take us on outings, give us treats. Sing songs, bring sweets. Never be cross or cruel. Never feed us castor oil or gruel. Love us as a son and daughter. And never smell of barley water. I would like to too. If you won't scold and dominate us, we will never give you cause to hate us. We won't hide your spectacles so you can't see. Put toads in your bed or pepper in your tea. Hurry, Nanny, many thanks sincerely. Jane and Michael Banks.
Well, that's quite enough Tommy Rot for one day. Now would you go upstairs and let me get to work?
They were only trying to help.
It won't help anyone to make me late. Where's my hat?
George, dear.
Hat!
Hat! I thought you put it down here. I'm sure a bowler hat can simply disappear. Then you'll find a nanny. Here it is. Doesn't run away.
He's brushed it with boot polish.
Precision and order. That's all that I ask. The running of a household, a straightforward task. The children, the servants,
For all your domain. Whilst I remain the sovereign, I'll be home 6 o'clock sharp.
you remain the sovereign.
Mind you use your day well.
He remains a sovereign.
Of Cherry Tree Lane.
Good morning.
Yes.
I've come in answer to the advertisement.
Advertisement? What advertisement? We haven't placed any advertisement.
Now let's see. Play games all sorts, which I most certainly can. Take us on outings, give us treats.
Michael, it's our advertisement.
Rosy cheeks and fairly pretty. There's no objection on that score, I hope.
Of course not.
I'm glad to hear it.
But oh, take it up with Mrs. Banks. She manages all that side of things. Besides, nothing domestic has anything to do with me. And don't forget the references.
I make it a rule never to give references.
Oh, I see. Well, it's all settled then.
I'll see the children now, thank you.
Of course, you'll see they're very nice children. Children, this is,
Mary Poppins.
right, Mary Poppins.
Jane, don't stare and close your mouth, Michael. We are not a codfish. Best foot forward. Spit sport.
Mrs. Brill, we have a new nanny.
She passed interview then.
Or I did.
Let's see how long this one stays.
Very tidy, I must say. Tidier than I was expecting. Who's responsible for that?
Me! I am. I like to keep things neat around here.
Do you indeed? Well, if there's one thing I appreciate, it's a child whose word I can depend on. Oh dear, looks like I have a lot of work ahead of me. Now, first things first. Oh, my. Only the best people require a place to hang their hat when they're not wearing it, and I figure that the best place to hang a hat is on a hat stand.
There's nothing in it. We better keep an eye on this one. She's tricky.
Mary Poppins, how could you know what we wanted in a nanny when we made our list? Your list? I am not an item in the weekly shop, thank you very much. How did you come then? It was as if the wind just blew you here. Oh, it did. Now stand over there. Oh dear, a noisy, mischievous, troublesome little boy.
You're making that up. A noisy mystery.
Now you. Thoughtless, short-tempered, and untidy.
I don't believe you. Let me see.
By the time the wind has blown the weather vane around, I'll show you if I can. No matter what the circumstance, for one thing I'm renowned. My character is spit, spot, spick, and a span.
What about your measurements, Mary Poppins?
I'm practically perfect in every way.
Practically perfect.
So people say. Each virtue virtually knows no bound. Each trait is great and patently sound. From head to toe, if I had a fault, it would never dare to show. I'm so practically perfect in every way. Well, those are my credentials. Perhaps you have a few questions?
Not temperamental.
Never.
No grouchy or gruff.
Oh, the very thought.
Will you stay tender when the going gets tough?
Quite the contrary.
Do you read stories without a big fuss?
Or have objections to playing with us? Oh, I like games, but I choose them.
That's not fair.
Some minor improvements may not go amiss, but at all times you must remember this.
You're practically perfect in every way.
I guarantee.
Perfect. We hope you'll stay.
Let's wait and see. Each virtue virtually knows no bound. Each trait is great
And patiently sound.
patently sound. Spit spot. Jane, doll's house. Michael, tidy your things.
But it's not fair.
I didn't say I was fair. I said I was practically perfect. And here's my aim. By the time I leave here, you both will be the same. You'll be practically perfect.
Practically perfect.
We will be practically perfect in every way. Best foot forward, children. Spit sport.
Chimchimony, chimchimony, chim chim chiroo. I does what I likes and I likes what I do. Today I must screever, and as you can see, a screever's an artist of highest degree. And it's all me own work from me own memory.
Oh, lummy, not these again.
Oh, come on, Mr. Parkkeeper, it's just me pictures like it always is. There's no harm in them.
I'll be the judge of that. This is my park, and I say you're interfering with public railing. I want them removed this second. Oh! That is, just you watch it. That's all. Just you watch it.
Stay right there. Oh, I'd recognize that silhouette anywhere, Mary Poppins.
Hello, Bert.
Oh, may I say, you do look swell.
He can't know you. You've only just arrived.
I wasn't born 1 minute before I walked into your house, Michael Banks. Have you met these two, Bert?
I've seen him about chasing a kite last time, I believe.
It isn't a real kite.
Oh, well, what are you two up to?
Mary Poppins says it's a game. It's called a walk in the park.
Some game. I'd rather eat spinach.
Come along, Bert.
You can't come with us. You're too dirty, and we don't want to go to the stinky park anyway.
Oh, yes, you do, because when you're with Mary Poppins, suddenly you're in places you've never dreamed of. And if she says she's got a game in mind, you can be certain of that. All it takes is a spark. Then something as plain as a park becomes a wonderland. All you have to do is look anew, then you'll understand why it's a jolly holiday with Mary. Mary makes your heart so light.
Oh, really?
When the day is grey and ordinary, Mary makes the sun shine bright.
You do talk nonsense,
Oh,
Bert.
happiness is blooming all around her. The daffodils are smiling at the doves.
Oh, my.
When Mary holds your hand, you feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band.
You've enough brass for all of us.
Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. No wonder that it's Mary that we love. Come on, you two.
Boring, just like other nannies thinking parks are good for us. It's just statues, ducks, and grannies. I don't understand all the fuss. Is she doing this to spite us? We could lose her for a laugh. Perhaps it's all a plot. I'll tell you what, she seems so different, but I bet she's not. There is nothing to excite us in the park. What was that?
You're quite wrong, you know.
Who are you?
I'm Amelia. Surely you know that. You've sat beneath me often enough. I have waited half a century to take a walk on a jolly day like this.
It's a jolly holiday with you, Bert. A gentleman like you are few. Though you're just a diamond in the rough, Bert, underneath your blood is blue. You'd never think of pressing your advantage. Forbearance is the hallmark of your creed. A lady needn't fear when you are near. Your sweet gentility is crystal clear. Oh, it's a jolly holiday with you, Bert. A jolly, jolly holiday with you.
in the park. Oh, let's go for a jaunty saunter. We are bound to make a mark. Looks like all of us were born to take a promenade in the park. With our finely chiseled features, we can look down from above. When Mary holds your hand, you feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band. Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. No wonder that it's Mary that we love. No wonder that it's Mary that we love.
Jane, did that really happen?
Yes, but how?
Why, Mary Poppins, of course.
How did you make that happen?
Remember, anything can happen if you let it.
How long will you stay?
I'll stay till the wind changes. Now run along in.
Oh, good night, Jane. Good night, Michael.
Good night, Bert.
All right, good night. Good night, Mary.
Good night, Bert.
Jane and Michael want to say goodnight.
Tell them you've given me the message.
George, please.
Father, we've had a fantastic day. We sang with the busker, danced with the statue, and met Queen Victoria. You wouldn't have approved, but...
If you had known that, then why did you do it?
Daddy, could I have a kite? A proper one?
Could you even fly it?
Could you always teach me?
When would I have the time to do that? Now would you please go upstairs and let me get on? Good night.
Poor Michael. All he cares about is flying kites.
I used to love flying kites at his age, but my nanny, Miss Andrews, soon frightened it out of me.
I suppose we do need a nanny, George. It is out of the question to do without one.
Don't be absurd. All the best people have nannies, so the wives can stay home, do the charity work, and entertain. Which reminds me, how's your tea party coming along?
Oh, I'm not sure. It seems so odd to send out invitations to people that I hardly know.
But they're people you should know. Remember, by your friends shall ye be judged.
But that's the point. They're not my friends.
Winifred, my dearest, I'm only thinking of you. What is it?
I was only going to kiss you.
Oh, very well then. Have you spoken to Mary Poppins about this afternoon?
Not yet.
Very well. But just make sure she does things our way and not hers. What good are rules if you can bend them? We need a nanny who is disciplined and stern. With boys and girls, you don't befriend them. I'm afraid that Mary Poppins has a lot to learn.
Mrs. Banks should be an easy role, and yet it's one which I don't seem too good at on the whole. I have a comfy home, I have a simple life, I have a name which tells the world I'm someone else's wife. Being Mrs. Banks, what does that entail? Facing tests of character, I always seem to fail. And as for his best people, well, I'd like to say, no thanks. They're not exactly my idea of being Mrs. Banks.
I still feel as if I'm dreaming. So much fun in just one day. When Mary holds your hand, you feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band. I'm sure Neelius is beaming. Let's hope she will stay. Good night, Neelius.
Let's hope she will
Precision and order.
Winds do change, tides can turn, sink or swim, see what you learn. Me, I was told when I was small, just learn a trade, so I learned them all. Chim chimani, chim chim, chari chim charu.
Mrs. Brill! Mrs. Brill! What about the cake?
Put it on the tray, waiting to be iced.
And you're quite sure you know how to ice it?
Quite sure. And in case you're worried, miss, I haven't been exchanged by the fairies for a total nincompoop.
No.
No.
Well, I'll just go upstairs and check the drawing room.
Mrs. Brill, I like to be helpful.
And I like to be rich, but that's if not otherwise.
Mother wants you in the drawing room. She says you can tell Robert and I what to do.
All right. I give you one task and one task only. And so help me if you get this wrong.
What is it, Mrs. Brill?
Put the icing tools next to the cake.
Icing tools cake.
And I need a bowl of hot water to warm
A
them.
bowl of hot water to warm them.
I'll make the icing as soon as I'm back.
I'll make the icing as soon as I'm back.
Do you think you can manage that?
Is that all?
For you? Yes. For me? No. I swear, a slave in ancient Rome was on a pleasure cruise compared to my life in this house.
Michael, why don't we make the icing?
Because we don't know how.
Don't be so feeble and get me the eggs. If Mrs. Brill can do it, it can't be that hard.
Are there eggs in icing?
They are in mine. Robert and I, bring me the cake.
Is it supposed to look like that?
Doesn't look like that when Mrs. Brill does it.
Don't be impertinent and get me the cake.
Honestly, Mrs. Jane, I was only trying to be helpful. If you would only... Ah!
Yay!
Robert and I? Oh dear, should I call a doctor?
I don't think that would be quite necessary, ma'am.
Children, you know how important my party is. You deserve some very nasty medicine just to suggest you wait till bedtime.
Oh, I'm not sure we should wait until then. Why not go up and get changed? We'll clear up here, won't we?
But we're not ill. I will take some medicine and you can't make me.
In that, as in so many things, your information is faulty. Open.
But strawberry ice.
Now you.
I'm not sure I like strawberry ice.
And I'm not sure I care. Open.
Lime cordial.
Now, Michael, I know how you like to keep things neat.
I told you she was tricky.
Jane.
Must we catch Robert tonight due to when he wakes up? He is a servant.
With that attitude, you'll get through a lot of stuff before you're very old. Besides, in every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. You'll find the fun and snap. The job's a game. And every task you undertake becomes a piece of cake. A lark, a spree. It's very clear to see that a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down. Medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in the most delightful way. Oh, my point exactly. The honey bees that fetch the nectar from the flowers to the comb never tire of ever buzzing to and fro, because he takes a little nip from every flower that he sips, and hence they find their task is not a grind. For a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down. Medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in the most delightful way. Spitsport. My favorite.
Poppins, you're a miracle worker. How did you do it?
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
The medicine?
Go down. Medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in the most delightful way.
So, just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
The medicine go down.
Medicine go down.
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in the most delightful way.
ma'am. These must come for you this morning, but Roberts and I forgot to give them to you. Their apologies from your guests for not coming. None of them.
Oh, do you think we chose the wrong day?
No, I think you asked the wrong people.
In the most delightful way.
Mary Poppins, where are we going today?
I thought we could play our next game.
What game?
It's called A Visit to the Bank.
That's not a game. Diary. If he did, you must have put the idea into his head somehow.
Well, what an impertinent thing to say. Me putting ideas into other people's heads. Now, really?
Precision and order.
Coaxing our wheel, opening our leisure, closing our deal. Prudent investment, financial sense, a perfect ray of sunshine, or shillings and pence.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Good morning! Great men have dreams of power and position, and it's our job to back them to the hilt. For shrewd investment and advice, they'll pay the price, the bedrock on which banks are built. Banks, a word! I see Head Von Hustler's coming in again today. Have you made your decision?
Yes, I believe so.
Good, good. Make sure it's the right one.
In every transaction, credit or debt, sheets are overbalanced, targets are met.
Banks, what objections can you have? My security is more than adequate, and Latin America's an expanding market. What is the matter? Have you no courage?
No, Mr. Von Hustler. What I'm unable to grasp is what exactly is your final product?
What do you think? Money, of course. Are you even man enough to be a banker? A man has dreams of building an empire to make his name in many distant lands. And in the new world, I am told, we'll soon strike gold. Let's seize that chance with both our hands.
Assessing the market, limit the risk. Return forever. Business is brisk.
Have you come to your decision, Mr. Banks? There's a town of good people whose future depends on you.
I know that.
Give us this chance. You won't regret it. The truth is, the factory could be running in weeks and expanding before the year's out. I'd give it everything I've got, Mr. Banks, believe me.
I do believe you, and I've tried, but there's just not the collateral.
What about my workforce? Decent men who want a better life. They're my collateral. My men have dreams to earn an honest living, a wife and kids, a home to call their own. If you'd invest in us today, it paves the way. I promise we'd repay the loan.
I'm sorry, Mr. Northbrook, but I can't accept
Hello, Daddy.
What on earth are you doing here? Can't you see I'm busy?
No, we're done. And no man should be too busy for his own children. Young lad, what have you come here for? Have you come for some money as well?
Hardly. What would they need money for?
Well, it is never too early to learn its value.
I know the value of this. It's sixpence.
No, that's its worth. Its value is how you spend it. Do good, and may you have good luck.
And what do we say to Mr. Northbrook?
Thank you.
I'll wait outside.
When I was a boy, I would have never dared interrupt my father while he was at work.
Were you ever a boy?
Of course I was. But my nanny, Miss Andrew, kept me out of my father's way.
What about your mother?
I don't suppose I saw either of them for more than once a week.
Poor Daddy. Father, when you invest the bank's money, what are you looking for? A good man or a good idea?
I suppose I should say a good idea. But a good man is much rarer and much more valuable.
Come along, children.
I've considered your arguments, Mr. Von Hustler, but I'm afraid my answer is no.
So you don't know a good idea, then?
Perhaps not, but I know a good man when I see one.
You will regret this, Herr Banks.
A man has dreams that life hasn't broken. A man with hopes, ambition to fulfill. A man you're certain at first glance deserves a chance.
Mr. Northbrook, when exactly could your new factory be open?
Thank you, Mr. Banks. You won't regret this.
There's a horrible old woman. Don't point, and for your information, she is not in the least horrible.
But she's just a bundle of rags.
When will you learn to look past what you see? Early each day to the steps of St. Paul's, a little old bird woman comes in her own special way to the people she calls.
Come, buy my bags full of crumbs. Come, feed the little birds, show them you care, and you'll be glad if you do. The young ones are hungry, their nests are so bare. All it takes is tuppence from you. Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
Feed the birds, that's what she cries, while overhead her birds fill the sky.
What are you doing? Going to give my sixpence. What a waste.
That's a matter of opinion. Here, one bag, please. Save your sixpence. All around the cathedral, the saints and apostles look down as she sells her wares. Although you can't see it, you know they are smiling each time someone shows that he cares. Though her words
Hello, Mary. Hello, kids.
Hello, Bert. We're off to Mrs. Corey's talking shop. Care to join us?
Talking shop? What a silly expression.
There's nothing silly about it in the least.
What do you buy in a talking shop?
Why, conversations, of course.
Well, I've never seen a talking shop. There's only one, and it belongs to Mrs. Corey.
Who's Mrs. Corey?
Oh, who's Mrs. Corey? Mrs. Corey is older than anyone in the world. She talked to William before he went conquering at a Vlad, before he went impaling and to Alexander. When he weren't so great, huh?
That's impossible. Remember, anything can happen if you let it.
That's it! I've run out of conversations.
Good day to you, Mrs. Corey.
Well, 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 if it isn't Mary Poppins with Jane and Michael Banks. And how is poor little Georgie? Georgie Banks, your father. I remember when he used to give his nanny the slip and come to my shop here in secret.
That can't have been the same Georgie Banks I was over 40 years ago, and nobody can remember that far.
Listen, dearie, I remember everything. I remember Georgie used to love my gingerbread. I wonder if we have any left. Annie, Fanny, look lively. Yes, Mother. Here you are. Gingerbread pieces with gingerbread stars. Georgie always saved his stars. Now, Mary Poppins, what can I do for you?
Well, I did want an ounce of conversations.
Oh, well, I'm right out of conversations, and I'm right out of words, too. You see, I've had a lot of chatterboxes in here today, but let me see what we have left. Oh, I do have some letters and a little bit of back chat.
Let's see. What words can we spell?
Rautoplet.
Lapitopherus.
Those don't count. You make them up.
And where do you think words came from in the first place? Somebody had to make them up.
You know, we can use the same letters more than once. Let's see. Supercalifragilistic expialidocious. That's not a word. Of course it's a word. And unless I'm very much mistaken, I think it's going to prove to be a rather useful one. When trying to express oneself, it's frankly quite absurd to leap through lengthy lexicons to find the perfect word. A little spontaneity keeps conversation keen. You need to find a way to say precisely what you mean. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Doesn't mean anything.
Well, it can mean exactly what you want it to. When Stone Age men were chatting, simply grunting would suffice.
But if they heard this word, they might have used it once or twice.
That's right.
Our Egyptian pharaohs would have grasped it in a jiff. Then every single pyramid would bear this hieroglyph. Oh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Say it and wild animals would not seem so ferocious.
Add some further flourishes, it's pseudo-cuckoo-cautious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. On-diddle-diddle-om-diddle-I, 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 on-diddle-diddle-om-diddle-I.
The Druids would have carved it on their mighty monoliths.
Oh, yeah?
The ancient Greeks, I'm certain, would have used it in their myths.
I'm sure the Roman Empire only entered the abyss because those Latin scholars never had a word like this. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. If you say it softly, the effects can be hypnosis.
Check your breath before you speak in case it's halitosis. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Diddle-diddle-diddle, diddle-I. Diddle-diddle-diddle, diddle-I. Diddle-diddle-diddle, diddle-I. Diddle-diddle-diddle, diddle-I.
Of course, you can say it backwards, which is pseudocodili epsipsiligar filicrepus.
She might be tricky, but she's bloody good.
So when the cat has got your tongue, there's no need for dismay. Just summon up this word and then you've got a lot to say.
Pick out those 18 consonants and 16 vowels as well, and put them in an order that is very hard to spell.
S
S
U
U
P
P
E
E
R
R
CALIF
F
RAGIL ISTICEXPIALID
O C
IOUS
Smarty Pants.
SUPER CALIF RAGIL ISTICEXPIALID OCIOUS Here
we go!
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always have the cautious. Supercalifragilistic, supercalifragilistic, supercalifragilistic. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. SUPER CALIF RAGIL ISTICEXPIALID OCIOUS. Here we go! Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always sound the cautious. Supercalifragilisticdocious aliexpiastic. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. The winds may blow, but who's to know exactly what it's bringing? Good news or bad, happy or sad, the pendulum keeps swinging.
You are never to come near that face, nor me neither. That is an heirloom.
Oh, heirloom.
And while I do this, stay totally immobile.
Immobile?
Do not move a muscle.
Muscle.
Do not breathe. Did you hear me?
I might as well be dead.
Don't give me any ideas.
Let's go. A game is played, a change is made, but still the road is long. And though they might yet fly a kite, sometimes the wind's too strong.
Is everything all right?
No, everything's all wrong.
My dear, what is it?
After I refused some German chap a loan, it seems he went to our chief rivals. They gave him the money and they've turned it into a gold mine.
Well, they can't expect you to get everything right.
Can't they? That's exactly what they expect.
Oh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough...
That's more than loud enough! Go to your room!
Mary Poppins, you are here to teach the children manners, and look at them! They're a pair of little savages. If I had it my way...
George, you're tired. Mary Poppins, please take the children upstairs. I'm afraid Mr. Banks is quite exhausted.
That's not fair! Daddy loses his temper and Ware should have been a nursery. Daddy's mean and rotten and I hate him!
Jane, you take that back this instant. I will not have you criticize your father. Mary Poppins, take the children upstairs, please.
I understand, ma'am. Mr. Banks is tired.
George, if you have troubles, I'd like to share them.
Don't worry. You will. The fact is, I've been suspended without salary until the bank knows what to do with me.
Twists and turns, ups and downs. One moment smiles, next moment frowns. But bad-tempered faces had better change quick. 'Cause if the wind changes, the face might just stick. Chim chimney, chim chim, chari chim charu.
Oh my.
Why does Daddy have to be so cross? Fathers are supposed to look after their children, not yell at them all the time.
Maybe, but have you asked yourself who looks after the fathers when things go wrong?
The mothers, I suppose.
Not the children.
Wouldn't that be rather upside down?
Some families are upside down, for a while anyways.
I don't want to be in an upside down family. I wish I could run away. Why don't you? But you'll miss me. No, I wouldn't. I could have your toy. No, you could not. Yes, I could, and I jolly well would.
That's enough, you two. Now upstairs into bed at once.
I wish you'd just leave us alone.
Be careful what you wish for.
Up where the smoke is all billowed and curled, between pavement and stars is the chimney sweep's world, where there's hardly no day nor hardly no night. There's things half in shadows and half ways in light. All the rooftops of London, what a sight!
Oh, so you're sweet now, are you?
Best view in the world, eh? And who gets to see it? The birds, the stars, and the chimney sweeps. Nothing to beat it, eh? Now as the ladder of life has been strung, you might think the sweeps are the bottommost rung. Though I spend me time in the ashes and smoke, in this whole wide world there's no happier bloke. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cherry, a sweep is as lucky can be. chim chimony, chim chimony, chim chim charoo.
Good luck, Werewolf, when he shakes hands with you.
Or blow me a kiss.
But
And that's lucky too. So you're going then?
the wind has changed.
But they're good kids, Mary.
Would I be bothering with them if they weren't? But I can't help them if they won't let me. And no one is so hard to teach as a child who knows everything. So they've got to do the next bit on their own. Chim chimony, chim chimony, chim chim cherry. When you're with a sweep, you're in glad company. Goodbye, Bert.
Chim chim, chim chim cherry. When you're with a sweep, you're in glad company. Nowhere is there a more happier crew than them what sings chim chim cherry, chim cherry. Chim chimony, chim chim cherry, chim cherry.
Cheerio, Bert. Keep an eye on them for me.
She can't have left us. Oh, yes, she can. And she's taken all of our toys.
What does the note say?
What in the name of heaven are you two doing out here? Where's Mary Poppins?
She's gone.
Gone? Well, if that doesn't take the blooming biscuit.
Mrs. Brew, what does au revoir mean?
Why?
Because that's what she's written in this note. Dear Jane and Michael, keep playing the games. Au revoir, Mary Poppins.
It's French, I know that. Doesn't mean God bless you, or always a good luck. No, I remember now. Till we meet again. Let's go inside before we catch our deaths. As tight as I can make it, ma'am. Seen us out for the past 6 weeks. Had all the work to do looking after the children ever since she left. And have all the work to do to welcome her back.
Oh, if only you knew how hard it was to track her down.
Really, ma'am? Fancy that.
Mrs. Brill, it is her, isn't it?
Well, I don't know who else.
The note says, till we meet again.
George, dear, you're going to be surprised.
Winifred, you know very well I hate
Not
surprises.
this one. I do believe you're going to be proud of me. Hurry up, everybody. Into the hall. I want her to find everything. Spit, spot, spick, and
Speak and span. Our sense of excitement is hard to contain.
Order is returning.
Wonder is returning. Someone is returning. To Cherry Tree Lane. Good morning.
The Holy Terror!
Oh, Miss Andrew, it is so lovely to meet you. I hope you had a pleasant journey.
It was thoroughly unpleasant.
Where is George?
I'm afraid he had an urgent appointment.
Well, It's not much of a house, is it?
We like it.
Then it doesn't take a lot to keep you happy. Just look at this dust. It's there and here, everywhere. Filth. Hasn't anyone ever cleaned this house?
No.
Just a minute. You must be the children. Come on, come forward. Pity. I don't suppose you know who I am.
Yes, we do. You're the Holy Terror.
Impudent boy! You! Where are your stockings?
I don't like them.
Tut! What manners! I can see there's not a minute to lose. These children have been spoiled. I've arrived here just in time. By chance I brought the punishment that best befits the crime. Brimstone and treacle and cod liver oil, liberal doses of each. These are the treats from which children recoil, the lessons I'm going to teach. Just follow my model and don't mollycoddle, it's merely the irksome to irk. So seek satisfaction from punitive action. Brimstone and treacle will work. Open!
Tastes bad, it smells
Worse.
So I have to. Well,
Open! Brimstone and treacle and carbolic soap. These are the tools of my trade. With spoonfuls of sugar, you don't have a hope of seeing what changes are made. Where manners or chronic, my tincture's the tonic that's certain to wipe off a smirk. Just pour out a ration in matronly fashion. Brimstone and treacle will work. The boy will go to boarding school at once, and as for the girl, I'll take charge of her myself. I won't stand for whining or whinging or whimpering, crying or lying or sobbing or simpering. I fear it's clear that in these two such bad manners lurk. First wet into throttle, then uncork the bottle. Brimstone and treacle will work. Show me to my room. Brimstone and treacle.
I'm disappointed. Truly I am. Thought I was going to be here with the umbrella. Oh.
Michael, I'm scared. I thought Mary Poppins was tricky. Miss Andrews trickier. I don't want any more of that nasty medicine. It's like an old sweaty boot. Are you really going to boarding school? Never. Then what are we going to do? The only thing we can't do, run away.
Easy now, your old friend ain't gonna hurt you.
Oh, but it's you.
Hey.
You're
filthy.
Oh, just a smudge. It so happens today I'm a chimney sweep, huh? So, what's the matter? And who's after you, huh?
The nastiest nanny in the world.
Oh, the nastiest nanny in the world, eh? Well, you two should know you've been through enough of them. Is she really as bad as all that?
She looks like something that would eat its young.
Miss Andrew was Daddy's nanny.
Which explains a lot.
Poor Daddy. Ever since he stopped working, he just sits and mopes. Mary Poppins used to say he needed our help, but now it's too late.
I wouldn't say that. I tell you what, why don't we start things off with a bit of a shake for good luck, huh?
Why would shaking hands with you bring us luck?
Oh, didn't it ever tell you it's lucky to shake a sleep's hand?
Michael, look, it's a real kite. What's the matter? You've always wanted to fly a proper one.
I always want to fly one with Daddy.
Oh, of course you have. But you need to know how to do it. With a bit of training, you'll make him the proudest father in the whole bloomin' empire. With tuppence for paper and string, you can have your own set of wings. With your feet on the ground, you're a bird in flight, with your fists holding tight to the string of your kite. Oh, let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send it soaring up through the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a kite. Oh!
What's this? What's this? We don't allow litter here.
It isn't litter, it's a kite.
Oh, a kite, you say? Oh, I haven't flown a kite since I was a boy. All we have to do is wind her up, let her run, and away she'll go.
But I want to.
Oh, but you'll let me help, won't you? Seeing as I haven't flown a kite since I was a boy.
All right.
When you send it flying up there, all at once you're lighter than air. You can dance on the breeze over houses and trees with your fist holding tight to the string of your kite. Oh, let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send it soaring up through the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a kite. Reel her in. You can do it. Pull one more time. Hoop.
Sardine in a tin. And just where are your coats?
You didn't have time to put them on.
Because we've run away. Have you indeed?
It's been so awful since you went away, and now Miss Andrews come, and Daddy's ruined, and...
Oh my eye, but your life's a tragedy now, isn't it? Now come along, children, and don't dawdle.
But she's there! She came this morning as a surprise for Daddy.
Did she? Well, maybe I'll be a surprise for her. Oh, hello, Bert.
Mary, you're a sight for sore eyes.
We really are. Welcome back, Mary Poppins.
I told you they were good kids, Mary.
And I told you they were worth bothering with.
Now, see here. It is against regulations coming down from the sky like that. And where from? I'd like to know where from.
If I were a park keeper, I should straighten my cap and button my coat. Come along, children.
Aren't you going to shake hands with Bert for good luck?
No.
Why not? We have.
Oh, I don't need any luck, thank you.
They'll be home in no time, ma'am, let's face it. They've had enough practice already.
But this time they're not being naughty. I'm afraid I've made them unhappy. I'm afraid I've made everyone unhappy.
They'll turn up, ma'am, don't you worry.
George, dear, I know it hurts your pride, dear, but you can't just run and hide, dear. Why can't you see that I'm here and I am on your side? Whenever you spoke of Miss Andrew, you showered the woman with praise. And now that I've met dear Miss Andrew, there are one or two things I'd rephrase. To think you were raised by that monster and carried that burden through life. If only you had seen that you could share it with your wife. Being Mrs. Banks, it's easy to forget the way I felt that summer's day, the day that we first met. Being Mrs. Banks, being kissed by you, a man of dreams that made me feel that wishes could come true. And now, although you're lost, it's time that we close ranks. I'll fight for the man who needs freeing, the real you that no one is seeing, and you'll find a way of just being Mr.
Perhaps she's killed everyone. Perhaps they're all dead.
Not like that, you stupid boy!
Well, they're not all dead. What's that noise?
It's a bird.
What type of bird is it?
It's a lark. You are seeing a lark in a cage for the first time and the last. Oh, don't mention it.
I'm going downstairs to fetch Caruso my lark. You stay there and clean the grate again. So, you've decided to come crawling back now, have you? Well, I think we know what's needed now. Brimstone and treacle, my favorite liquor, that will make runaways stop. Impudent children respond so much quicker when forced to drink every last drop.
Is this what you're looking for?
Who are you?
I'm Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins? But you left without notice.
And I've come back without notice.
I see. And what do you suppose I do?
Pack.
Pack! You insolent young person! How dare you speak to me that way? Silly little girl with your newfangled methods. I bring up children so they know their place. Standing from tradition, I govern my charges.
Mishandled charges blow up in your face.
I brought up their father.
Well, that I don't doubt. You must be so proud of the way he turned out.
a shining example, a pillar,
A post, we all have our problems, but him more than most.
Caruso! Where's my lark? Caruso! You let my little lark out of his cage. Now you will bear the full brunt of my rage. Brimstone and treacle for you. Brimstone and treacle for you.
Sugar,
Brimstone and treacle for you.
sugar,
Brimstone and treacle for you.
spoonful of sugar. I recognize fully that you are a bully who views cruel deeds as a perk. Well, now here's the catch, because you met with the match. Brimstone and treacle.
Brimstone and treacle.
Brimstone and
Brimstone and treacle. Won't.
Mary Poppins, wherever did you come from?
She came.
Michael,
Jane? Michael? Is that you? Oh, thank heavens. But you're very naughty to go running off like that, and I should be as angry as anything if I weren't so pleased to see you. Where's Miss Andrew?
oh, she's gone.
Gone? Why?
I'm afraid she didn't give a reason, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. Guess who I found to wander in the park?
George.
Where is she?
Miss Andrew. She left. But George, Mary Poppins is back.
Is she? Well, I wonder if I might have a word. Well, you see, things have not gone well for us since you've left.
About my wages, sir. If you don't mind, I won't take any just yet. Instead, I should prefer to let them accrue.
But Mary Poppins, you wouldn't believe how many payments are accruing as it is.
Now, let's get started, children. Best foot forward, spit sport.
Come along, darling. After so many years of good service, what's the worst that can happen?
If I am to be dismissed by the bank, we'll be destitute.
But we'll still have what really matters. The children and each other.
You're practically perfect in every way.
I guarantee.
Practically perfect. We hope you'll stay.
Let's wait and see. Uncanny nannies are hard to find. Unique yet meek, unspeakably kind.
You're practically perfect.
And yet I'm sure there's room for improvement. A few games more.
Is that looking new?
And if it is
What's inside?
a portrait,
Whose?
you'll know when the time comes and not before.
You will stay the time, will you, Mary Poppins?
I'll stay till the chain breaks.
What, Jane? Where?
That's enough, Michael. Now on to our next game.
there.
Hello.
But what are you doing up here?
Oh, and where else would a chimney sweep be, huh? A chimney swept, a secret kept, up here above the gables. Another world to be unfurled, it ain't just myths and fables. A chimney stack looks cold and black against a white sky. But never fear, there's warmth up here, perhaps you'll find out why.
Oh my, what do I look like?
The world is awfully big, isn't it?
And what does that tell you?
That we are awfully small and unimportant.
Oh, speak for yourself.
Not us so much, but our troubles. They seem so big down in the nursery, but up here...
That's more like it. Troubles are never so bad when you look at them from a little higher up. And always remember there's people to help you should you need them. Huh? Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim charoo. You don't often see guardian angels, no, they're not highfalutin, nor grand nor aloof. Now they're covered in soot, and they're up on your roof.
Chim chimney, chim chim charoo.
See? It's true.
Brush away the dirt and soot. Brush away your tears. Cobwebs that'll swept away. Hang around for years. In all weathers of our lives, we can see for miles. Our idea of heaven is a night out on the top.
We may look on motley crew, smashed with tar and blood. But when you need a helping hand, we try to step in.
We will step in time. We will step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. We will step in time. Over the rooftop, step in time. Over the rooftop, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Over the rooftop, step in time.
Watch yourself but step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Watch yourself but step in time. If you need a step in time, if you need a step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. If you need a step in time.
Childhood is a step in time, parenthood the same. Never miss a chance to get it right.
Don't it seem a perfect crime? Don't it seem a shame?
When the steps aren't going as smoothly as they might.
Hey! Hey! Here we go! Oh!
Step in time, that's we step in time.
Never need a reason, never need a rhyme.
Let's step in time. Hey! Ho! Whoa! Ha! Hey!
Spin, 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 spin. Oh, blink your elbow, step in time. Blink your elbow, step in time. Never
for it. Over the rooftops. Over the rooftop, step in time. Hey! Hey! Come on, Jane! Now you, Michael! And what's he gonna do? Shout it louder! Hey! Step! 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 Step!
It's happened. The chairman wants to see me at the close of business tonight.
Tonight?
We might as well face it. I will have joined the ranks of the unemployed.
Are you quite sure?
Quite sure. So we'd better make some plans.
Are you talking about your mother's face? Won't you miss it terribly?
Needs must, my dear. Well, we've always been saying we've been saving this for a rainy day. And tomorrow looks set to pour.
George, do be careful. Come on, Mrs. Brill. Let's go have a seat.
Well, I never. So that's where I put them.
What are they?
Stars. Gingerbread stars I hid once for my nanny.
They're very bright. Here, let me help you.
I used to dream that when I grew up, I'd learn everything there was to know about the stars. It's funny. Haven't thought about all that in years. I'm not usually sentimental.
It's good to look back sometimes.
Is it? I'm not so sure. A man has dreams of walking with giants to carve his niche in the edifice of time. Before the mortar of his zeal has the chance to congeal. The cup is dashed from his lips, the flame is snuffed upon, he's brought to rack and ruin in his prime.
Life's a rum go, governor, and that's the truth.
You know what I think? It's Mary Poppins. From the very moment she stepped into this house, things began to happen to me. My world was calm, well-ordered, exemplary. Then came this person with chaos in her wake. And now my life's ambitions go with one fell blow. It's quite a bitter pill to take. It said Poppins woman, she's responsible for all this.
I know the very person. What's that thing she's always saying? Just a spoonful of sugar, that is all it takes. It changes bread and water into tea and cakes. Just a spoonful of sugar goes a long, long way. So have yourself a healthy helping every day.
A healthy helping of trouble, if you'd ask me.
Oh, it's like you say, Governor. You've got to grind, grind, grind on that grindstone. Though childhood slips like sand through a sieve. And all too soon they've up and grown, and then they've flown. And it's too late for you to give just a spoonful of sugar to help the medicine go down, the medicine go down, medicine go down. Good luck, Governor.
Thank you, Bert. Good luck to you too. What is it?
We come to say goodnight.
Ah, yes, very well. Good night.
Father, do you remember when we came to the bank?
Yes.
Well, we were each given a sixpence and we were told to spend them carefully.
Excellent advice. What did you buy with them?
Nothing yet. We kept them and now we decided to give them to you.
I suppose Mary Poppins put you up to this.
She hasn't said a word about it, and we know it's been so difficult for you lately, and we haven't been so much help.
We got a little bit of extra cash to some things up a little.
It's a whole shilling.
Thank you.
Good night, Daddy. We do love you, you know.
Good night, children.
Daddy's really worried, isn't
Yes, he is. But just remember that he loves you, and that's more important than jobs or houses or anything else. I'd like to, but I'm afraid it just isn't possible.
Mary Poppins says anything is possible.
Do you really believe that, Mary Poppins?
Anything can happen if you let it. Sometimes things are difficult, but you can bet it doesn't have to be so.
Changes can be made.
You can move a mountain if you use a larger spade. Anything can happen, it's a marvel.
You can be a butterfly or just a larval. Stretch your mind beyond fantastic. Dreams are made of strong elastic.
Take some sound advice and don't forget it. Anything can happen if you let it.
I wonder. Anything can happen if you let it. You won't know a challenge until you've met it.
I got it for you.
No one but yourself. Vacillating violets just get left up on the shelf. Anything can happen, just imagine.
That should be my epitaph. I wear the badge in honor of this world's free thinkers.
Those who see beyond their blinkers.
Jelly isn't jelly till you set it.
Anything can happen if you let it.
If you reach for the stars, all you get are the stars. But we found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you get the stars through.
I would take it as a great favor if you would kindly feed them for me.
Poppins, Poppins, Poppins are back.
Precision and order, paying one's debts, risking all investments, hedging our bets.
Come in, Banks!
Trading one's interest, jobs on the line.
Banks, you turned down a scheme that was bound to make millions, and we'd like to know why.
Then I'll tell you. I refused Mr. Von Hustler's scheme because his schemes were hollow. He talked about assets and profits and growth, but not a single word about people. I apologize for ruining the bank, but I do not apologize for understanding that there are more important things in life than making money.
Ruining the bank, my dear chap! What are you talking about? You saved our bacon!
Oh my word.
Do you remember giving a loan to a fellow named Northbrook? Well, he's repaying it by opening 2 new factories, and we look set to make a fortune.
Oh my word.
Well, that's just it. Give us the word. It'll be quite safe with us.
Give you the word. Give you the word, or I'll give you the word, all right? Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. If you say it's loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. If you say it's loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Forgive him. It's all because of his nanny, Miss Andrew.
The holy tear! She taught me everything I know.
Now's your chance to forget it. It's all right, darling. I've made the bank a fortune.
Really?
Gentlemen, madam, we still have business to conduct. By way of recompense, we'd like to offer you the job of senior manager with the salary at double.
Exactly how much has he made for you?
Triple. Quadruple your current present rate.
Close your mouth, George. We are not a codfish.
Well,
I accept. But you must understand, from now on, my family comes first.
agreed?
Winifred, my dearest, I'm afraid I've underestimated you. How can you forgive me?
Oh, George, anything can happen if you let it.
Anything can happen, raise the curtain. Things you thought impossible will soon seem certain. Though at first it may sound clownish, see the world more upside downish. Turn it on its head and pirouette it. Anything can happen if you let it. If you reach for the stars, all you get are the stars. But we found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you get the stars thrown
They're all the stars love you, Mary Poppins.
You are a fine boy, Michael Banks, and you will one day be a fine man.
Oh, Mary Poppins, it makes me so anxious when you talk like that.
Like what?
Oh, gentle and kind, not a bit like you. Be cross, Mary Poppins. Do be cross again.
Is that the thanks for all the trouble I've taken?
That's better.
That's dainty, Bert.
Oh, they're yours, Mary. I painted them. For you. It's tonight, isn't it?
Yes.
Well then, goodbye, Mary.
Goodbye, Bert. Do look after yourself. With every job, when it's complete, there is a sense of bittersweet. That moment when you know the task is done. Though in your heart you'd like to stay, to help things on their way, you've always known they must do it alone. There, practically perfect, and I hope it remains so.
Look, it's Mary Poppins' locket. Oh, the chain's broken. Don't you remember? I was saying to the chain breaks. It's the picture of the three of us. It's even signed for Mary Poppins with a good deal of love.
Mary Poppins!
She's gone.
Gone? How peculiar.
Oh, she'll be back. Now, what do you think of this?
It's the first I've ever seen.
Could you fly it with me?
Oh, Dottie, Mary Poppins won't be coming back. She's gone forever.
My dear, how could you possibly know a thing like that?
Because we don't need her, not anymore. Other families will, won't they, Daddy?
They will.
I suppose she's right, George. We don't be needing a nanny anymore. What do you think?
I think you'd better come dance with me.
George, this is serious.
Look! Is that a shooting star?
Is it really?
Yes! Children make a wish on it.
Oh, George, I wish this moment would last forever.
Who's to say it can't?
Anything can happen.
If you let it.